Welcome to segment 2 of this week's Week 11 show. And if you missed segment 1, well, you probably missed one of the best Tom Greene show intros of all time, besides the most interesting man in the world. That one was probably the best, but
I will say it was the best one I've seen so far.
So if you haven't seen this show just yet and you're just tuning in, go back to segment 1. You're in for a treat. Or 2, or 3. Who knows? But anyway, back to our NFL discussion here. We got the Battle of Ohio, Part 2. Cincinnati against the Browns.
Well, Browns healing up this last week of a bye as they had, and this team right now is trying to find something to get them going a little bit. As Whedon, as their quarterback now, trying to. I don't know. I just don't feel like he could be a good starting quarterback for that team, and he's just questionable to me. And now they have to try to find something here. As now they go against, I'd say, a struggling Cincinnati team now, as they have not been able to do anything. As last week, they lost to Baltimore, and God's entered the prayer at the end of the game and got a Hail Mary. But besides that,
by my cousin A.J. Greene.
Good point. But the coming of this game, I think both defenses for these teams are great defenses, and I am going to say this is going to be a low-scoring game. And just because of Cincinnati struggles, and I do believe Cincinnati will get the win, but it's going to be a late field goal to have them get the win, and they're going to do it 13-10.
So by Ted Nugent's cousin, Mike Nugent, going to hit that field goal to win.
Yes, he is.
A little shout out to country music right there, Ted Nugent. That's exactly what I think of when I see that kicker. But anyway, in the second part of this Battle of Ohio, in the first part, Cleveland won, and they beat. Cincinnati played really flat that first game. I think that was your first week on the show, or it was your first week. But Cincinnati played really flat, and they've been playing flat pretty much, except for the Detroit game. They've been playing flat ever since. And I think Cincinnati is going to come out mad, and so will Andy Dalton. Believe it or not, even with both good defenses, I think Cincinnati is going to tear apart Cleveland. And this might be my bold prediction of the week, but I think Cincinnati wins 42-21. I have a feeling that Andy Dalton's going to have a field day. Andy Dalton's mad. So is A.J. Greene. So is Mohamed Sanu, and so is their defense. But I predict the field day coming. Who knows? Find out in part 2 of that battle. A battle of interconference play here. Pittsburgh against Detroit.
And for the first time in a very, very long time, the road is back in Detroit as the Bad Boys have the division lead. Finally.
For the first time since 1999, sole possession of first place. This far in the season.
And you gotta give credit to them. They've been playing great so far this year. I mean, they've had some plays where they get a little too angry and make bad plays, but they are truly should be on top of this division right now. As even though 2 injured teams as well but still they're taking advantage of it. As again they come off a late game victory, as like we were mentioning earlier, fairly with that penalty that almost hurt him on the 2-point conversion. But he came back and proved himself and made the tackle to stop the 2-point conversion the next play. And that got Detroit to win, in a great game by Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson again. As those two, I feel like, are one of the best combinations in the NFL. If not top 3, they are the best.
Agreed.
And then you have a Pittsburgh team who's got a little bit of a struggle going right now, but they did finally get another win last week against Buffalo. And Ben Roethlisberger and Heath Miller and everybody on that team are starting to get something going here. And that defense starting to look a little better. And this one, again, it's in Pittsburgh, which makes this a very hard game for me, and I feel like it's kind of a toss-up, even though Pittsburgh does have a horrible record. But I'm going to go with a Detroit win in this one, and they will win it 31-28, and again, a late field goal by the Lions to get the win.
Wait a second. David Akers makes a field goal in this game?
Yes, sir.
aliens. Never in my life have we had a kicking problem. It's gotten better, but a kicking problem exists in Detroit. Where's Kickalicious?
Call him. We got rid of him.
Sadly.
Yes.
But anyway, Pittsburgh, they did get that victory over Buffalo, although I did pick the upset in that one. They clearly have problems. I'm not sure what it is. They have the talent, they just don't show it.
The will.
Exactly. They just think, oh, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're going to win every single game on the schedule. You're an NFL team, boys. Look at the Jags. They're an NFL team. Look at the Bucks. They're an NFL team. And here's my prediction. 80s fans, you'll remember. 80s Lions fans, you'll remember this. If you know what that is, another one bites the dust. One pride Detroit Lions victory in this one. You know what I mean? They win this one 31-20, and they will retain their NFC North divisional lead, which is very surprising. But then again, I should say that the Lions once had the second toughest schedule in the NFL. Based on how the teams have played, it is now the easiest schedule.
Oh, wow.
I saw that on NFL Live. Believe, one pride. Houston against Oakland.
Well, Oakland, they are starting to go flat now as a loss to the Giants last week, and Pryor now starting to die down after his 2 huge games he had earlier this season.
Mm-hmm.
And the entire team overall is starting just to die down. And then you have, where is it? Oh, Houston, who
Yep.
I think aren't playing that bad a team right now. They're playing pretty good, I believe. It's just they can't finish the games. As Keenan, I tell you, Keenan. Sorry, Keenan.
Yeah.
Keenan. Think of old
Keenan and
Nick
Kel.
shows, yeah, or something like that. Yeah, but he's been doing a great job this season. I think he is a starting quarterback for the future for the Houston Texans, as he's been doing a great job. That defense, I feel like they need something to fix something somehow, because they are just the defense. That's not the defense we've seen last year at all.
They just got rid of Ed Reed.
Oh, I heard about that actually. Yeah. So yeah, that's a sad thing for him, and I don't know if he's gonna play anywhere this year or not. But
Should come to Detroit.
I'd love having him in Detroit. That'd be
Mhm.
nice. But again, this one I kind of feel like is a little bit of a toss-up. But I'm gonna give the win to Houston because they are at home, and I believe they're gonna take this one 24-16.
I agree with Cole. This is a toss-up. I'd say the game will decide on if Gary Kubiak is on the sidelines. Is he on the sidelines next week? Do you know?
I have not heard anything yet, but I believe he's not going to be yet.
He will not be on the sidelines yet, so I will pick Oakland to win this game in a shootout, 35-31. I think Pryor hears you and he comes back. I think the defense will be weak on both sides, especially with Ed Reed leaving. But I think, like we said last week, Wade Phillips has passed his prime.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. He's not a good enough coach right now to do anything for this team, and I think that's why the team is going to struggle for probably the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. If you remember from back in 2000, like I said last week, he was the coach of the Bills when it was a wild card game. They kicked the ball off to Tennessee, and they had the Music City Miracle. It was lateral to the left side, touchdown Tennessee to win the ball game. Wade Phillips was coaching in Buffalo. Oakland wins this game 35-31, I think.
Now I am surprised you actually gave Pryor a compliment.
I'm shocked. You did, yes.
I'm amazed you just said that. I thought you were going to make some sort of weird noise or something, but you did. Mine's blowing. I don't know.
Yes. He was an Ohio State quarterback, but he's in the NFL now, and trivia answer. He was Al Davis's last draft pick.
Oh, really?
Terrell Pride.
That's true, actually. Now I think about it, that is.
The Frankenstein that he is, Al Davis. Philadelphia against Washington.
Now, last week, Washington is now on a bumpy road again here as they lost to Minnesota, which absolutely surprised me. As I believe in that game, Ponder got hurt and Castle came in, and he did a pretty good job, Castle, I'm not going to lie. So you were right on that one.
See?
And Washington right now, RG3, just the entire team. The offense looked good last week, but it's just that defense just got beat up. As I know the Vikings have some star players on their team. Adrian Peterson, of course, he can make a big play at any time. And now you have a Philadelphia team coming in this one, and they are hot.
Yes.
They are looking really good right now as they beat up on the Green Bay Packers team last week. And now are tied for the division lead with the Cowboys and could take the lead actually if a win this week. As now Foles as well. I mean, he's just playing amazing right now. He has 16 touchdowns this season, 0 interceptions. And somehow they're still questioning if he should be a starting quarterback or not.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, Philly. Let's get this straight here. You had to have him as starting quarterback. You put Vic in, you're not getting this many wins in this season. I'll tell you that right now. Sorry, Vic fans, but he's out of his prime. I don't think he can do anything that much anymore.
Let me put this to the fans in Philadelphia terms. Eagles fans, get your heads out of your cheesesteaks and look at Nick Foles. Okay?
Nick Foles is right now a top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now. I believe. I mean, if you go through
looks like it.
If you throw 16 touchdowns, no interceptions, you got something going. It looks like Peyton Manning right now. It's unbelievable. And back to the game now. It is in Philly. Even though I feel like Washington will stay in the game, it's going to be a 31-24 win for the Philadelphia Eagles.
I had to flip a coin for this one because Philadelphia is at home, and when's the last time they've won at home? September of last season under the Kool-Aid Man, Andy Reid. Washington is clearly hurt by the loss to Minnesota, and Philadelphia is looking strong. And I do think that Philadelphia will finally break their home losing streak in this one, and they will win 37-20 over Washington. And the Redskins now will have to start questioning where they're going to be at for next season. And this time it's the truth.
They're going to low draft pick, I'll tell you that.
That's for sure.
Because I see this Washington team winning only about, what they at, 3-6 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can only see them winning probably like 5 or 6 games this season at most.
Sad to hear, but it's true.
Yeah. Sorry, Redskins fans. Hopefully you don't have to change your mascot either, because that'd be bad too.
But we know what will change is we will change segments. Segment 3 next.